What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Aftershow for Star Wars Rebels, brought to you by StonerMan.net. This week we are talking Season 2, Episode 6, Blood Sisters. And for you new viewers, we just pretty much talk about the show, and we give you our review and our input, and we even speculate on future episodes. So, that being said, let's just get this bad boy started. Now, this episode, it mostly focuses on Sabine, which is pretty cool because last episode they mostly focused on Hera. So these past few episodes, they've really been focusing on their side characters, which I think is an actually pretty cool thing. However, one thing that holds this episode back greatly is the huge focus on Chopper. And to be honest, I feel like whoever wrote this episode just had a hard-on for droids as it is, because also in this episode, there's a droid that is very, very similar to C-3PO, and that really ground my gears a little bit, but it's very Chopper heavy, and as we've said on past episodes, we think Chopper is the Jar Jar of Star Wars Rebels. He does not belong here. He's like there's a way to appeal to kids without being like too slapstick with it and being like too ridiculously like cheesy and kid friendly, so to speak. And they just dropped the ball with Chopper here, and I just feel like they can't write for droids in this series for some reason. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if the toys are selling better for Chopper or what, because I feel like he's being more focused on this season rather than last season, which is a big letdown in my opinion. But one thing about having more episodes this season, like 22 rather than just 12, I believe it was last season, really, like I was saying, you get to focus on the side characters, and we got a little bit into Sabine's backstory. Apparently she used to be a bounty hunter, big surprise. Then she runs into an old colleague called Ketzu Olio, and she's an bounty hunter, but actually gets into some backstory of a League of Assassins who were also slavers, unfortunately, but they were called the Black Sun. I think that's really cool because getting into like an assassin group in the Star Wars universe is really something neat, and they could really expand on that. They get into a space battle of sorts. It doesn't last that long. So yeah, Chopper saves the day in a better fashion this time. He wasn't fucking dual wielding fucking lasers to take out the enemy. Then, lo and behold, the Empire shows up. And that causes Sabine and her new found bounty hunter colleague to team up and be friends again. And that I felt was pretty lazy, honestly. I think they could have had a better reason for them to team up, or maybe not even have them fight at the beginning at all. Just felt kind of rushed this episode. Maybe have it, they could have done it a little better in my opinion. At the end of the episode, when it unveils the Kazulu's bounty hunter helmet, it shows like a new race. I'm curious about what race she is, because she had like interesting eye color and stuff, but she had a punk hairdo similar to Sabine. And they even leave off by doing the Creed handshake, if you notice. Like, they grabbed each other's wrists, and it's cool because the Chill Crew, we actually do that as a farewell thing, because mostly from Assassin's Creed, but they really did that back in the day. They grabbed each other's wrists to check for hidden blades, which is pretty neat. So that's a cool Assassin's handshake they did there. I'm really happy to see that. But overall, using our unique rating system, we use our rating system based on a marijuana scale. So if the episode's absolute trash, no one wants to smoke this garbage, the black residue left over from a bowl, that's resin. Only the most desperate people will smoke it. Then if you're looking for a quick fix, something to get the job done, we'd give that a mids. We think the episode's okay. Or if we think the episode's pretty good, it's worth checking out, we'd give that a dank because it gets you thoroughly baked. If we think it'll melt your brain and the walls will melt and you're just going to have the best time of your life, you must see this episode now, we give it a wax. And I'm going to give this episode, honestly, a mids again this week, just because, yes, they got into Sabine's backstory, which was really neat, but that should have been the focus this episode, rather than having Chopper be such a prominent part of these past couple episodes. They really dropped the ball there. I feel like they just kind of brushed over their history. I felt like it was forced, like I was saying earlier. And another reason it gets some mids for me, there's this one certain scene that just like made me roll my eyes. Their ship gets shot by the Empire, and the new bounty hunter says, I think they're on to us. And I was just like, what the hell? So that was very questionable in my book. I felt like it was too kiddie. And even at the beginning of the episode, I felt like Ezra was written too kiddie for me. And I was really digging Ezra first season, but this season he's been annoying me. Maybe it's because he's partnering with Chopper so much. I don't know. This season just so far is not on par with season 1 in my opinion. I'm really hoping it picks up soon. And they even have an R2 cameo. Like I was saying, I think the guy has a hard-on for droids, whoever wrote this episode. I bet you R2 was in absolute disgust at meeting Chopper, just as we all are when we watch him, because he is an R2 wannabe, and I'm actually glad the C-3PO wannabe got blown up in that ship. So like I was saying, overall I give this episode a mid, but we'll keep this gravy train going. We're going to be back next week for episode 7. And thank you all for listening. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. That helps. That goes a really long way. And if you have time, visit our Kickstarter page at stonerman.net. There you can find information on our Kickstarter and the show in general. And that'll do it. And as always, stay lifted, my friends.